So, welcome back to Not Fit for Gaming, everyone.
Will be a message for all who oppose the syndicate. There is no mercy, only death. Don't mourn your friend. You'll be joining him soon.
Previously on Saints Row, Johnny Gat was killed on a plane. Flaming wreckage falls over Steelport.
Only 2 survive.
Been here before?
Well,
Great.
Well,
What the fuck does field boss mean?
and now the Saints,
You know where we're
the
going?
wonderful characters of this game, are now left destitute without money, wanting revenge, and in need of a car.
I bet
So-
you could sell your suit jacket for $100.
I could, but then I'd be down one suit jacket, and that's just not worth it. $100, suit jacket. Trust me. I'll just steal. This game allows you to steal really any car easily.
So,
Oh.
about getting a gun.
Why don't you just look up friendly?
So anyway, as I was telling you about, back in my mission for my 4th companion, his name was Elder Astle. And before you start thinking of what that means, it's A-S-T-L-E.
Mm-hmm.
But I had another funny story when we were at market because of his name.
Looks like we'll need more.
We didn't always use Elder, so and sometimes I'd yell, "Hey, Astle! Astle, get over here!" And you can imagine how that sounded when 2 Mormon missionaries were yelling at each other across the way.
Blah, 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 blah. I just flew through a fucking plane.
Also, a shitty idea.
So anyway, this one time we were coming back from a day of working out, talking to people, trying to generally convert them to the religion.
Mm-hmm.
But fun fact about Astle, he stands at 6'7".
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He's a big guy. He wore like size 13 custom shoes because, regular people really don't need that big of shoes, so they don't. Shoe companies don't make it big. But I digress.
Right.
Anyway, it was like this time of year, so about November-ish. We were coming back cutting through a park, and we meet this one guy, and we start talking with him for a minute, and about a little halfway through the conversation, he just stops and says, "Hey, wait a minute." Starts pointing at us and points to me and says, "I feel like your voice should be in his body, and his voice should be in your body." Because he had a really high voice for someone that big, and it was just hilarious because it was seriously just,
Second thought, that one's kind of personal.
this doesn't seem right to me.
I can actually relate to that. I've always been called, I've had a few voice acting jobs, and the way I present myself is I'm the 6 foot voice in the 5 foot man. Oh.
Well, if you know anybody who wants to could get me into voice acting, I've thought that might be a fun career path, or at least something to go through. So, if you know anybody, please contact me. I've got a good voice.
Mm-hmm.
Where's
You heard
the
him.
summary?
If you feel like his voice could be useful, especially since it's got a slight British twang to it. Twang is not the word you use to describe that accent, but I digress.
Now, like I said, here's the Trish Takanawa.
10 people are dead after several cars came raining out of the sky.
Really?
Crashing an apartment building in a
Like I said, she details everything that goes on in this game, and
It's the same chick from Family Guy.
yes, it is.
I was like, they didn't. They did.
Well, like I said, a lot of the voices are kind of similar throughout. Like I said, once you get in the 4th one, the video gaming god of voice acting, Nolan North, is a voice character you can use, and it even plays up a little that. Like crap! I never knew cruise control was a feature on this. Sweet.
I picked a car that has cruise control. Awesome.
No, wait, when I get the car that I really like, it's called the Hammerhead. It's essentially a combination of the Dodge Charger and the Ford Mustang. Then
wow.
I make it out. Yeah,
Seriously, how are we gonna do it?
normally other games would lead up to this huge moment of invading an armory to get a weapon den thing. No, this game just starts out with it.
You mean your favorite car is basically a Dodge Charge Stang?
Pretty much.
Letting us in.
Shooting them probably doesn't help change their mind.
Well, like I said, if the DLC, like I said, what good video game isn't anything without unnecessary explosions?
I know, but you shot him and just all of a sudden, just boom.
You're damn right I did. Like I said, most games would lead up to this attack on the armory, that this is being, you know, a crucial moment trying to get a weapon of mass destruction, pretty much to lay waste on revenge for the person who just killed his best friend. You know, other games would, you know, slightly build up to this. What did the Saints Row do? No, this is just a mission that begins you, so you know at least have a bit of a tutorial.
Right. This is one of the beginning missions. Don't worry, it gets crazier later. I feel like that's what this game is just saying.
No, this game is essentially, you think we've gotten as high as we can go? No, here, hold my drink. We'll show you. We'll show you how high
Hold
we.
my drink. Oh man, I'm gonna love this series.
Here's the weapons cache and these
Oh wait, we get pretty much
UAV
Reaper drones here in just a sec to.
Oh shit.
Just saying.
Who needs Reaper drones?
Trust me, when it gets to the point you can use missile launchers. Like I said, I wish we would have been able to use the one on the PS3 with my DLCs, because one of the immediate things that you already have is a frickin' tank. And
Boom tank.
and
Makes
a
everything
VTOL,
easy.
if you know what that is.
It's a type of jet.
Pretty much. Basically a stealth hover jet. I would have had that right off the bat as well.
Well, that would have made this game a little too easy.
Oh, trust me. It doesn't necessarily make it easy, it just makes it fun for free roam.
What do I take? Do I take the silent death chopper or the destruction tank? Let's take the destruction tank this time.
Speaking of tanks, they've now arrived on scene.
Huh?
Really seemed like a better idea earlier on.
You think? Pierce, where are you?
You know me.
Oh.
I love to make an entrance.
Oh, jeez.
No one could say this is a commentary on the U.S. militia, that it's able to be beaten down by 4 gangbangers in a helicopter. No, I think it's just Saints Row has way too much money and wants to make it way too much fun. 'Cause like I said,
Again with the UAV drones.
Just shut up and use the damn thing.
Why are we getting the hell out of here?
The boss won't leave without the boss.
You gotta be kidding me.
What?
Bitching, more shooting.
Oh, so you can fire just regular missiles, and then you can fire a smart missile.
yeah.
Okay.
So dumb ones, they just go straight down. Smart ones, are essentially guided, so.
Oh, good. You have infinite missiles.
Well, I am in an army base.
Fair enough.
When I get out of this, then I can only hold like 3 at a time.
Ah.
Which
so
is,
so they're like, use it wisely.
well, you can buy them, it's just, they're just expensive ammunition.
Such thing.
After Loren, right?
Don't worry, I got a plan. How's it coming, Pierce?
Almost packed up.
I never trust someone when they say I have a plan. It's either a
Well, you learn very quickly the boss of the Saints really is, well, they are constantly described as a homicidal sociopath.
oh.
So their essentially thing is, we'll just blow it up and make it up as we go along.
Well set. Give him the chopper.
That sounds like a good time, actually. Just make more explosions happen. We'll just make it up.
Oh, you'd be amazed how fun just running and gunning it is making up as you go along. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
What?
Like I said, most other games would make this like, the final mission.
Right.
Saints Row just is like,
Welcome to stage 2.
just go for it. We know why you're here.
Welcome to Saints Row. This is part 2. Here are your targets. Blow them up.
Welcome to Saints Row. Here's your gun, here's your targets, here's your scantily clad women. Have fun, champ. This is one of those games that people ask, is this why our generation is so violent? That video games are so violent? As they give you essentially a machine gun that never runs out of ammo, it's pretty much, hell yeah! America!
I've always found that statement off-putting.
What? Hell yeah? America?
No. Is this why our this generation is like? Yeah, our generation might be violent, but you realize serial killers have existed since before Pong, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like, just look at Ted Bundy.
Well, I was going to say, just look at any real emperor in general.
That too.
We haven't seen war on that sort of scale since, well, really the...
War.
Well, I mean, if you look at Genghis Khan,
Oh.
he
yeah.
essentially could say, I think it was a conservative estimate of what he did was like wipe out roughly about somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10% of the known world's population.
Jeez.
But on the flip side, he was actually, his empire was incredibly religiously tolerant, very good at keeping the peace in the lands they owned, and to help develop one of the greatest working trade routes that was ever known in the known world, the Silk Road.
So what's next?
So a lot of good bad came out of it. But he and his empire did fairly well.
My fight too.
Girl, you don't
Jeez.
get messy. Let us take care of business.
Fuck you. I'm doing this for John.
And this is not fit for gaming. This has been our theological discussion going back into history and the morals of video games. Please join us for a conversation next time. Thank you, and good night.